the price? I don't know the price. We just tryna live life in paradise. Lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. Oh, lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. What's the price? We don't know the price. We just tryna live life in paradise.
What's up, everybody? Getting started, getting set up for tonight's show. Hope everyone has enjoyed the rest of their week.
Trying to up the numbers, yeah, just so we can shine this summer, yeah. What's the price? I don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise. Lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. Oh, lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. What's the price? We don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise.
Getting tonight's show shared out, so take a few moments and get yourself ready for tonight's show.
Yeah, always trying to up the numbers, yeah, just so we can shine this summer, yeah. What's the price? I don't know the price. We just tryna live life in paradise. Lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. Oh, lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. What's the price? We don't know the price. We just tryna live life in paradise.
Just be great. And it's blocking me again from posting in groups, so we're gonna go ahead and get tonight's show started, but gotta hit you with the disclaimers. So, kind of reviewing today's numbers. Pretty much we had a rocky day on the market. If you're watching, it started lower, went low dramatically on the Dow Jones, but it covered most of the day's losses. And in fact, we ended up positive on all the major indices besides the Dow Jones. So, and it just over a little bit of a 0.25% lower on the Dow Jones, and 0.5% on the S&P 500. NASDAQ was up a little over a point, nearly a point and a tenth. Russell 2000 was a big winner, up almost 1.75 points. Bitcoin was up over 1%. Gold was up over 1%. The euro was up nearly 1/3%, and the 10-year bond yield was up almost 2%. So today was one of those days where we actually had up bond yield and up mostly on the market. So I'm going to go pull up the chart so you guys can kind of see today's action, because it definitely was one of those days to leave scratching. I'm gonna start off with S&P 500.
We just trying to live life in paradise.
So looking at the daily chart right now, as you can see, we had this big move higher, retested the 90-day moving average on the S&P 500 today, taking us to a minute chart. You can see that today at the open, we opened below yesterday's close, traded down, then sideways, and then recovered nicely and rallied strong, especially in the last, let's say, hour and a half of the day. All right, let's take a look at the Dow Jones, because it had similar movement but just couldn't really pull itself up out of the red. Just taking a look here at the 1 minute chart here for the day, and you can see definitely at the last 45 minutes to an hour we swung up nearly, let's see, 24, really from 24,360 and peaked up 24,590. So a good 200 point swing at the end, but we were down lower. Looking here, we started the day off nearly down 300 or 400 points before we rallied back and played around in the positive territory almost, but ended the day down just over 70 points. So recovered nicely. I think that is setting up for some pretty good movements. Taking a look here at this 30-minute chart. Again, retesting these lows that we put in earlier in February. Switch this to a daily chart. Again, today didn't really, shake down too much. We may be making another run at the 90-day moving average, which is sitting at just about 24,550 is what it's looking like right about now. So we may see another retest of those lows. We definitely do have a bullish crossover on the MACD, but it is consolidating. Could be switching over to bearish if the downtrend continues first part of next week. But if you're looking at the Bitcoin market, Bitcoin was looking real lovely today. Up right now nearly $290, or nearly 2.5% in the last 24 hours. Take this to a 15-minute chart. As you can see, starting off, kind of failed off, retested some lows here. This is a roughly 180 period average off of 15 minutes. You're probably looking about a 6-hour average. Bounced off that level and continued to rally strong back through 11,000. So we are to say this 11,120 level is where we keep retesting, keep hitting resistance. So for the short term, look for a breakout above 11,150. Again, really strong breakout above 11,200, and we should be looking to fly higher and continue to fly higher in Bitcoin. Taking a look here at the 2 hour chart. Good consolidation after the last, major run up where we tested the outside of this Bollinger Band, and now we're having a good consolidation move right now. So maybe in the next 24 to 48 hours, we can see a breakout above the 11,200 level. So hopefully by Monday's show, we're knocking on the doors of 12,000 again on Bitcoin, but we'll see. We shall see. Um, just speaking on some general market news. Uh, Yesterday, after about halfway through the day, reports started coming out that Trump was going to be enacting some tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, and that kind of punched the markets in the gut. So the last 2 days, you've seen a lot of the sell-off due to the tariffs that could go in effect next week. Now, my overall thoughts are that this could start a trade war. And what a trade war is are different countries kind of going tit for tat on charging different import taxes or tariffs from the U.S. or the U.S. charges it to items imported from other countries. So there's already reports out of Europe that they're gonna maybe uh, Target, I believe they say like Levi jeans and whiskey, since those are some popular American items that are imported to Europe as blowback for this possible tariff on imported steel and aluminum. Um, Now, positives to these tariffs are that it could help, stabilize. Well, it will help stabilize pricing here in the U.S. At least in the short term. Don't know how much it's going to affect in the long term, depending on the nature and the targeting of the tariff. Um, it should help spur back some growth in U.S. domestic steel, bringing back some shuttered factories online and adding to the workforce that way. Um, Overall cost effect from what I'm seeing is that, let's say on per ton basis, you're looking at $200 to $800 increases. So you may see your average price of a car go up $500. Excuse me. If these tariffs go in effect and start affecting the prices still the way they're expected to. Let's see if I can do this. So what I wanted to do is show you guys some different sectors that have held up in the last 24 to 48 hours, particularly last 2 days. And let's see, can I do custom? Nah. All right, so of course, technology isn't really going to be affected by steel prices. Google isn't buying a lot of steel or aluminum. Apple is not buying a boatload of steel or aluminum, especially now that they're going glass body to incorporate the wireless charging. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with Microsoft. So your IT companies, you don't see too much negative effects. Um, what you do see more negative effects are going to be in your industrial goods and your basic materials. So Boeing was hit hard today, down 1.5%, was down nearly 2.5, 3% early in the trading for it, recovered. Caterpillar was hit hard. A lot of your farming construction machinery, well, those machines takes a lot of metal, a lot of heavy metals and steel. Also, if there is, that tit for tat on imports, you may see, China and these other countries start adding import taxes to our heavy machinery that we export. Same thing on the planes, but here's the thing with Boeing. Um, who else are you going to run to if you need an airplane? You gonna go get in line at Airbus? Airbus has just as long, if not longer, wait period as Boeing. So if you already have your plane on reserve, you're not going to cancel your reservation just to get in the back of the line at Airbus. So I don't think in the long term it's going to negatively affect Boeing. If anything, it's just going to increase the pricing that the airliners pay for the planes, but they'll still pay it because of the increased fuel efficiency and operational savings that they'll be able to incorporate down to their bottom line. Also, what didn't get hit too hard would be the financials. Um, if they have a lot of international exposure, you may see those banks like Citigroup be more affected than uh, some of the more, local based. As you can see, Citigroup was only up 0.03%, while Bank of America was up almost 0.5%. Uh, JP Morgan Chase was down nearly 10%. Wells Fargo, even with this negative news, was up a little over almost 0.2%. So, financial should hold up good. Consumer goods, depending on where this tit for tat goes, if it rolls out into a further uh, trade war, may be affected because we do import a lot of our consumer goods from other countries. So if they, in retaliation, start charging consumer goods that they import from the U.S., you may see Trump, with the way he likes to, be the big man, incorporate tariffs and import taxes on consumer goods that we import. So um, that's kind of up in the air, and you kind of see more of a mixed bag. Nike down. They have a lot of exposure to China. GM, same thing. Added cost to manufacturing because they're still, plus they have expanded their Chinese presence as well. Mohawk Industrials, I believe they were down mainly off of earnings miss. And PCAR, trucks and other vehicles, again, because their increased steel usage in their items, if those rates go up, they'll have to start charging more for their customers. Well, their customers are going to pay more for those items. So, just a basic sector heat map here, kind of showing you guys where the money was being made and where the money was being lost in the markets today. Um, Checking the Facebook stream right now to see if we have any questions on Facebook, and I'm also checking YouTube. Don't forget we're going live on both streams at the same damn time. Again, if you want to support the Black Money Market News, don't forget you can always drop a tip in the tip jar. Appreciate you, Miss Latrice Robinson, for sharing out tonight's video. Shout out to Michelle Stevens and Jeremy Robinson for liking the Black Money Market News page. I appreciate y'all for your support on tonight's episode. If you want to become a member of the Patreon page and get access to actionable stock option picks, actionable stock moves, definitely take a look at the Patreon page, becoming a member there, getting access to that newsletter. I gave you kind of a sneak peek to some of the information that you would get in the newsletter on a post yesterday as I spoke about the social ETF, which is SOCL. I think it is going to be making a big, I don't want to say a big comeback, but because of its price, because of where it's at in the market, and where the pricing was yesterday, I figured it would be a good time to buy as it kind of retests the highs that it's at now and see if we can catch that breakout move and continue its run. It's up 50% year over year and up over 140% the last 3 years. So it's been a consistent winner. It's an ETF with lots of exposure to Tencent, uh, Facebook, Twitter. I believe Apple is not Apple, Alphabet, also known as Google, as well. So if you are looking, start investing, you have a little change, you got your tax return, you don't want to blow it all on your bundles, you don't want to blow it all on your Jordans, pick you up a couple of shares of the social media ETF, highly leveraged towards technology and social media, and it has a little bit of a conscious play as to that is investing in more progressive companies. So if you want more tips like that, definitely join the Patreon. Again, if you need lessons, you have questions, definitely drop a message in my inbox on the Black Money Market News page. I will definitely answer your questions there. Other than that, I hope everyone has a safe and fun weekend. I am definitely turning up. Yesterday was my 33rd. So I'm well into my dirty 30s now, but may step out tonight. I do have the kids, so I may just keep it fatherly tonight and kick it with the family. But other than that, again, I wish everyone a great weekend. See you Monday night for the next episode of the Black Money Market News.